Guys, time to answer some fan mail. I got some questions, so it's time. And in other news, I just got call about my car. It was just the leak that happened again from the clutch master cylinder pump. Below the steering wheel. It was just a defect. The new part was just like a faulty part. So they did like a claim. They got like a new pump, and it should be all right. So it wasn't that they didn't put some hose correctly. It was that the new part was just like a faulty one. So all good. That means that they're not they can actually do their job. They've done it. It's just that the pump was fucked up. But that's all good. Anyway, time to answer some questions. HMK Thai 1996 says, what do you think about home hydroponic system for growing vegetables? So, if I remember correctly, aquaponics was the more complex, where you need like a water pump and you're pumping air and shit, and it's like a big deal. No, hydroponics is like the more simpler one that works fine. And you can it doesn't need to be like a closed jar, or like the most simple way I did it, and it works great for lettuce, for example. You take some kind of a big plastic cup, let's say like but you gotta understand what plastic to use, number 2, number 5. You gotta think what kind of plastic to use. I mean, they sell these cups with the holes, the mesh cups from China, but anyway, you get a cup with holes. This is too small, but just for example, you get a cup with a lot of holes, and you put it in a bigger container with water, and you just find a way to just keep it on the surface. This cup is gonna be full of like, how do you call it? Not bentonite, but like some soil, some little rocks. I forgot the name. Whatever soil rock mix you wanna use, and the seed goes like as deep as it should, and you pour in the water, and the water is gonna be, depends, maybe up to here, and it kind of evaporates to wet the upper. So maybe in the beginning you get the water up to here, but then you lower it. So then you don't need to water your plant from the top, getting all the seeds washed away. That I hate that. I can't, man. I have autism. I cannot. I gotta use some kind of like a spray attachment, and the seeds always get washed away. Always. You gotta put some fucking mulch on top. It's such a fucking hassle. And anytime I try to water a plant, it just washes away the roots. Especially if it's some seed that's just sprouting, it's just gonna get killed. So I hate watering from the top so much. So having a big container with water, it's so amazing, because you fill it and then you refill it, once a week. You refill as much as you should, once a week or so, and no problemo. And the plant is fucking, the only hassle is getting some cup or whatever to like refill carefully, so you don't spill around, and obviously you don't want to keep the plants above like a surge protector, above like a outlet, so it doesn't drip into the electrical extender. How do you call them? Electrical nest. As you can see, I still suffer from fucking forgetting things. Anyway. I have grown lettuce, so this is, hydroponic, and it really works great. I had lettuce, and I had five lettuce plants in a big water container, but you really want to cover it because you don't want to get like mosquitoes at summer. You don't want some mosquito to use the water, and then you're gonna get fucking. Trust me, you don't want to get mosquitoes. Otherwise, it works great. You could just get like a big soil pot and then just have like some plastic plate, some box on the bottom, and just fill it with water. So let's say some part of the plant is submerged in water. Now, depending on what you're growing, some plants are not gonna want. They're gonna want drainage, and that really pisses me off. I like plants who can just be kept in wet soil. Okay, so lettuce, no problem. Strawberries, they say they're fine for hydroponics, but strawberries, they die. I've tried keeping them in wet soil. They fucking die, man. I don't know. Maybe there is a way. Maybe without soil. Maybe if it's only water. I don't know. Maybe up to a specific level, because strawberries are one of the really amazing weeds to grow, because it's a weed and it produces strawberries twice a year, and it just keeps propagating like a weed, and they're just fucking growing, bro. It's like a weed, so it's supposed to be a hardy plant. There are also some species of peppers who produce every year. So you really like plants that either grow fast or they produce, some produce every year. So you just keep it and you're just gonna pop out new stuff. I like what things grow. Now personally, I like growing some arugula for experiments. I need arugula, also called alfalfa, I think. I need arugula for experiments, so I do need to grow arugula sprouts. These are, they're just kind of like hot. They're just kind of peppery, like eating mustard. So I wouldn't say that it's like super tasty, amazing. It's just for the science, okay? It's just for I need them. I mean, they're nice, I'm sorry. They're nice. I just haven't figured a way what salad do I make, how to enjoy them, I'm sorry. And now I gotta go to the bathroom. Amazing. Alright, let's continue with the questions. Where were we? So, hydroponics. Yeah, I grew lettuce. It grew like in 35 days. Always a little slow for me. And I was chopping up like a few leaves like every other day, and it just kept regrowing. And for putting some crunch on a sandwich, it was fucking awesome. You got all the lettuce you want for like a daily burrito. You want to make a burrito, you want to make a taco, whatever, burger. Get your lettuce, man, and it's homegrown, it's organic. You know what you're putting in there. You can put, like an additive, like plant food in the water. I strongly recommend, I think that every man should have some kind of a, plant that he likes to eat at home growing. So maybe you like tomatoes, you get some cherry tomatoes. Maybe you like some lettuce, you eat a lot of things that you like having some crunch. Maybe you like potatoes. I tried having a bucket, but it didn't fucking work. The potatoes didn't fucking grow. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Seriously. I think they rotted or something. I don't fucking know. if you have a backyard and you like making some fries at home, yeah, potatoes. You can have strawberries. Peppers grow a little slow, but cucumbers, pickles and cucumbers grow pretty fast. I tried rice, but it fucking rotted and started producing like toxins, and that shit, that shit, dude, oh man. Rice supposed to be easy to grow, it just immediately got mold and fucking rot and just fucking hell, man, seriously. I mean, every time I've tried to grow anything, it's always been like I'm cursed, like I'm, you know, some kind of an evil aura. Sorry. The only time that I was kind of happy was the lettuce, that it actually worked. I got some beans growing, but my cat pretty much ate them. It kept just chewing the leaves. What else? Strawberries, they fucking died off. Alfalfa, you can grow arugula. You can grow arugula. That's easy. I can't think of. I mean, if you have a backyard, you just get some tree. Just get some tree that pops out things every year. Nothing wrong with getting a lemon tree. You know, just see what grows in your climate. Okay. But you know, some actually, I would probably recommend mushrooms. You would have a better luck if you wanna actually like get some things to eat and preserve and can. Mushrooms would be what I'm actually getting into now, because I want to get some lion's mane for experiments, but I also want to get just some edible. Because don't get me wrong, you can eat lion's mane. They say it's kind of like a fish texture. But I also want to get something that I can put on a pizza. But I guess I'll also try putting lion's mane on a pizza. But I just want to get some, you know, the usual edibles. So I would just grow like you know, whatever they use for pizza and stuff. And when you grow them, when you see how much mushrooms you grow, and it's that fucking easy. You know that they grow in like 2 to 3 weeks, and it's like holy shit! Now I got like a kilogram of mushrooms, and so hey, you can pickle them, you can marinate, salt, I don't know, and you can put them in jars. You can freeze them, you can, you know, and you just fucking use them on a pizza, use them with, just as a garnish. And they have protein, right? They're good for you, right? And you know that they are clean. You know that they are clean. Mushrooms make an excellent side with some potatoes and some kind of a meat. It could be chicken, it could be pork, it could be beef. You got some baked potatoes and you got some mushrooms, you got some cheese. You put some slices of smoked cheese. You're in Wonderland. Okay. So I would highly recommend growing. Just pick something that grows fast. Pick something you can grow at home, something in 2 to 3 months max. Try lettuce if you want, but only if you actually like eating it. If it's just something that, you know, you want something that you can actually preserve, maybe like spinach. Oh yeah, I remember now. There is a Chinese, an Asian version of like Chinese spinach, like bok choy. You can try growing bok choy. It grows really fast. It's 2 months. So instead of spinach, you're gonna grow bok choy way faster. And keep in mind, just some of these seeds, just germinating them takes like more than a week. Like spinach seeds take more than a week to sprout. Like that's so long, bro. You know. But whether you wanna try, whether you wanna try spinach or bok choy, that's also great because you can freeze the spinach. You can freeze the spinach, and you can just imagine like in a video game, just every 2 or 3 months you're getting a harvest and you're preserving it, and you know, like that is organic, no heavy metals, you know, because a lot of the plants pick up heavy metals from the soil, and heavy metals, once they get inside of you, there is no removing them. 30 years. For 30 years they will be slowly getting pushed out, making macrophages and tumors, okay, destabilizing your cells. So once you get some heavy metals in, dude, okay. So mushrooms and plants pull out the heavy metals. For example, my river, the Po River, is so polluted by Bulgarians. There's arsenic, you know, cadmium, and if you go pick mushrooms from the river, you're gonna be eating fucking arsenic and cadmium. Okay? If you I'm sorry. Anyway, but the other, I also recommend the other plants, you know, whatever you want to grow. Let's see. Let's see the next question. So we covered hydroponics. Then we have Vera Mary, long time fan of the podcast. Okay, how do you get in the headspace for writing? Do you have any ritual? It was easier with my first book until now, because my first book deals with psychology, and it deals with like whatever daily ideas, philosophy, whatever happens, whatever I'm thinking about, it can go in the book. So it's easy. You're always inspired. So if I get pissed off by Bulgarians, when I wake up and I talk about something on the podcast, it always relates to life advice, philosophy, psychology. So I can always, I'm inspired on the same day to write it down. Okay, but if I had to write a whole chapter, at least 6 pages, now it becomes a problem, because if I don't finish the chapter on the same day, I kind of get bored with it. I gotta finish it, but I don't feel like talking about it. Every day I wanna talk about something else. I got the ADHD. So it becomes a problem. If you're not inspired on the same day when you wanna write about it, if you lose your train of thought and a few days passes, it's really hard to finish the chapter. Okay? So, but at the same time, you can't write all night. You can't write like 7 pages in a night. You're not always inspired that much. You want to fall asleep and then your chapter is unfinished. So you really want to finish like a big chunk of it, so then if you have to finish it, it's not like that hard to finish the chapter. Now, with my second book, I want to write about some making some compounds and extract for animals to like prevent cancer, and animals prevent kidney stones in cats, you know. I want to write a lot about, you know, my little biology, chemistry experiments. But I don't want to reveal the ones that work on humans. So we're mostly going to be covering how to take care of your pets, how to keep them healthy. It's going to be how do you live in harmony with nature? How do you take care of your garden? How do you terraform nature? How do you harvest things from nature? You know, taking care of your trees, you know, mushrooms. So there's going to be gardening, there's going to be cooking, there's going to be like fitness and nutrition. It's going to be like, how did I get big forearms? How do I work out without a gym? How do I change my body so I get rid of the fat and I keep building muscle? So there's going to be some fitness and diets in there. Okay. Biology, chemistry, nature, animals, and there's going to be occultism, Eastern practices, like Zen stuff, meditations, self-hypnosis, you know, ancient stuff like Akkadian, Sumerian, the Siberian shamans that drank urine from a deer that ate like the amanita mushrooms, you know, stuff like that. So it's gonna be very exciting for anybody. I mean, chances are you're interested about some of these subjects for sure, right? So we got Eastern, you know, Tao, Zen, wisdom, meditation. We'll even cover feng shui, I think. We got fitness, nutrition, nature, taking care of animals, chemistry, biology, living in harmony with nature, gardening, you know, cooking. It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be really fun. And I need to eat something because my stomach is fucking starving, bro. Where's the pizza? Seriously. Hold on a second. Oh, man, I am fucking starving, bro. We got a cold slice of pizza. I put some extra cheese and olives on, okay? Man. This goes down like a brick. Cause I gotta tell you, one of the best pleasures in life. I think we're gonna talk about that. I think some of the things that should have been covered in my first book, I'm gonna continue them in the second book. So there is gonna be some life advice, psychology, philosophy as well. But at some point, I had to stop writing it. I had to stop upgrading it and adding more chapters. At some point, you gotta say, you know what? I did good. The book is now over 200 pages. It was 165 before, now it's like 220 or something. So the book, last night I said to myself, enough is enough. Finishing it, say goodbye. Enough with this book. Upgrade it, publish it, let the people know about Bulgarian retards, okay? And some of the really juicy stuff that I wanted to really cover about. I mean, I have kind of mentioned them, but stuff like, for example, what I'm thinking about right now is what are some stuff in life where you can say like, man, this is the pleasure of life, this is worth living for. What things can you say, I love doing this so much that this makes life worth living. What are some things that you can say, man, this is one of the biggest pleasures in life? So I'm gonna say having some kind of a breakfast, some kind of a pastry breakfast in the morning with coffee. Man, coffee is sometimes coffee, if you don't put sugar and cream, to me the taste is just sour, it's disgusting. But if you got it with some food, it becomes like, man, oh man, you got some warm coffee, you got like a rich banitsa with real eggs, with egg yolks, and with egg whites. It's fucking amazing, man. If I had some coffee right now, it will be like, man, oh man. I don't usually like just drinking coffee for the coffee, and I prefer energy drinks. But to improve the taste of food, to make it like, you know, umami and shit, it's amazing. I would say playing freelancer for the first time. There are some games which are so fucking amazing. There are some old video games which are so fucking amazing. When you play them for the first time, you feel like, man, what the fuck, man. Playing freelancer for the first time, dude. Especially in the old days when games weren't that advanced and you're just getting like a... It can actually be a spaceship freelancer for the first time in your life. And there's like factions and like standings and you can do whatever you want. It's like, holy fucking shit, man. Seriously. And with the advent of MMOs, you know, when World of Warcraft came out, a lot of people they started living their life inside the game because the game is fucking cool. You got so much shit to do. You're living a second life. So I understand. Remember, like 15 years ago, when I was like 23, 24, and it's like they're saying on the news how everybody, it's an epidemic, everybody's spending their life inside World of Warcraft and everybody's addicted and they're all fat, they're getting fat. You know, they just go to work and then they play World of Warcraft. It's like yeah, they managed to make just a beautiful world. They managed to make just like a big world and there's so much to do and experience, and it's like, man, oh man, you know. I get it. It's not good, it's not right, but I get why something created would be so amazing that it becomes like a better world you want to spend your time in, right? An atmosphere. When we talk about World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the atmosphere is so fucking good. A lot of times I would just leave the ambience, the level of music and ambience playing in the background because I would want to be inside that world. I would want to be in fucking Los Angeles or whatever. doing vampire bullshit, okay? Uh-oh. Tin Tan. Okay, did this without water is coming like a brick inside me. Oh man. What else am I saying? What else am I saying? What was the question again? Oh, a book, right? You can. I usually write at like 2 a.m. But it's different for everybody. I just sometimes I like writing when I lay down for chilling, naps, and just browsing around 6 p.m. So let's say after work, I lay down 6 p.m. I get up at like 8 p.m. For dinner, for movie time. So 6 to 8 p.m. is gonna be usually just time to lay down and relax and chillax. And sometimes I would write. Otherwise, I would write at 2 a.m. So as you know, at night I would stream. I'm playing some video game. I'm browsing. I'm chatting with the guys. Playing, and then I actually lay in the bed at like 2 a.m. and then I start writing. And then at 3 a.m. usually it starts the daily, the weekly, the wrestling show. So you're gonna have Monday Night Raw, which fucking sucks. NXT, AEW Dynamite, Ring of Honor, TNA, SmackDown, Collision. Okay, so usually always at 3 a.m. my time this show starts to stream, and I usually continue writing. Okay. And what more can I say? For me, I like writing late at night, but that can always change. But it's the only hardship in writing is finding a way to, when you get excited to write about something, that you can actually fit it inside your book. It matches the other things you're writing about, right? I mean, you can just write like a random book. You can just write like 30 different chapters and just say, these are my random thoughts. But, usually you want to have some kind of a subject, you want to be search found. And just, like me, when you're writing about like a broad way of like, self-help stuff, it works, but you gotta get excited. You get the idea. Oh man, I really want to write about this. I'm like, yeah, it's coming to me. It's leaking to me, And start writing on the same day. And try to finish a big part of it as much as you can on the same night. And then you can finish it. And for me at least works because ADHD is a big problem. Okay, when I want to write about something else tomorrow. So the ideas coming are not a problem. I got ideas. Okay, plenty of stuff to talk about. Okay. The problem is keeping up with ADHD and actually finishing the book. Actually be like, okay, we gotta finish this book. We gotta finally publish it. And you know, sometimes you gotta say enough is enough. I wasted 1 year, 2 years. It's time to publish it. We can update it later. And you gotta know when to stop. Eventually it's time to finally reap the benefits and get published and get people talking about it. You get all the dopamine, right? So you're daydreaming about what people are gonna say, you know. It's time to finally reap the benefits. You can't just dick tease yourself forever. You gotta, at some point, you gotta reap the benefit, okay? You gotta enjoy, like, okay, people, let's see what people are saying. Finally get to people to read my book and see what they're gonna say, you know? Because a lot of people, and I was having the same problem. You write and you write and you never finish it. And you lose inspiration, then you never finish it, and it's like, you've been writing the book for 10 years. Anyway. But you gotta have some subjects you really wanna write about. You have to feel the passion. If you don't feel the passion, you're just not gonna do it. Just like exercising, just like, working out. If you don't like doing pull-ups, you're just gonna quit. You gotta find something you really like doing, okay? And then you never feel like quitting, okay? Fucking hell, I got shit to do today, essay. Fuck, I gotta go. I gotta fucking go, essay. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. Love you guys. That the book is gonna be published these days. It's finished. Come on, okay? The upgraded book, the final upgrade of this book is gonna be finished, and those who paid for the book are gonna get it for free, obviously, okay? And have a great day.